all ending in heavy defeats for the Mid-Glamorgan club. Well, let's see how they fared in yesterday's encounter. David Parry-Jones is at the microphone. The game is in its early stages.
Pontypool on the left, Hewish is at the back. Number 8, worn by Squire. Goldsworthy. Lee Jones. Taken late by Richard Griffiths, and Mr. Rowlands saw the body check just on the halfway line. So another penalty for a late challenge, which simply underlines the high tension of this occasion. Here's the range this time. Into a very slight breeze. The score 0-0. Will Peter Lewis open it? It could curl in. It's a goal. Peter Lewis puts Pontypool into the lead. 3 for Pontypool, won by Graham Price. Perkins just behind him. The line out is along the 10-metre line of Pontypool. Staff Jones right in the middle. Butler, the midline jumper. Penalty award to Pontypool. Peter Lewis then looking at what will be a very difficult kick indeed, just 6 metres from touch. Will this be a second penalty kicked by Peter Lewis? It starts well, but it'll fade a little. David Thomas gathers gratefully under Bridgend's posts. This is the running which the visitors are expected to do to clear the Pontypool pack. Richard Griffiths, Glenn Webb approaching the halfway line. Titley's with the attack. Titley back to Webb. How much acceleration has Webb got? Tremendous try coming up for Bridgend. But somewhere back near the 10-metre line, referee Ken Rowlands has called a forward pass. What very bad luck for Bridgend. Let's have another look at it. Phil Bennett, how did you see it very quickly?
That was magnificent play by Mark Titley, who attacked from deep inside his 22, beat the Pontypool cover, give the pass to Webb, then received it back again, and it seemed that Webb was clear, but unfortunately a forward pass in there.
Very interesting to watch this close-up view of the battle between Price and Ian Stevens. Two fine Welsh props. Price giving Ikey rather a hard time of it at that particular scrummage, but Bridgend win through spinning to take the pressure off. Titley. Pontypool backpedal as far as their line. Peter Lewis could be in trouble. He's seized upon by Llewellyn. There's no penalty award, but there is a scrummage with a put-in for whom? For Bridgend, by the look of it. Bridgend not responsible for the stoppage. Now this is a tremendously dangerous position for Pontypool. Who took the scrummage down? There isn't going to be a penalty. The tension continues. David Bishop crouched with his head out of sight behind Hugh Llewellyn. The two scrum halves will be watching each other like hawks. That's the danger for the home team. Hugh Llewellyn puts the ball in. Gareth Williams, the number 8, picks up now. Can he put the scrum half in? That's the first try of the afternoon, and it puts Bridgend into the lead. They nearly scored 2 or 3 minutes ago. Now they've got a consolation score. They lead 4-3. Phil Bennett is with me.
Well, David, the perfect position for a try, 20 metres from the touchline, and a really solid scrum, and a beautiful pickup from Gareth Williams, who just gives Hugh Llewellyn that extra half yard, and he beats the Pontypool cover to win for a try in the corner. Wonderful reply by Bridgend.
And he puts his dropout 22 well within the reach of the forwards. But they don't make it tidy. They're penalised for killing the ball on their 22. The bottom man, Bud, doubtless finding it difficult to roll away, but not making enough effort to satisfy the referee. So this is not difficult for Peter Lewis. So the home element in the crowd watches anxiously as Peter Lewis goes for 3 fairly straightforward points. Well, they are to someone like him anyway. And Pontypool go back into the lead. Bishop waits in the foreground. Gough Davis. Squire goes away from the number 8 position, puts Bishop into space. He hands off Gareth Williams, and he's try not awarded. And that's twice Gareth Williams has managed to stop a break by Bishop that must have brought a try otherwise. Tremendous covering by the number 8. Well, Bridgend survived that tremendous pressure on their line, and we reached the interval with Pontypool in the lead by just the 2 points, 6-4. And we rejoin the action now a little way into the second half. In the foreground, number 2 is Hillman. The throw needs to be good and accurate. He's thrown for Gareth Williams. Steve Jones, the hooker of Pontypool, threw very sharply on the ball, and Bishop breaks. To Butler. To Gallagher. Hewish for Pontypool. Bridgend are alive to the danger at last, but it's cost them half the pitch. And Bishop, the man who did it. Squire thunders away. Oh, beautiful work. Hutchings. Webb is outflanked. Peter Lewis to Gough Davis. Good covering by Glenn Webb. Oh, sensational start to this second half. Graham Price sends it back. There is a penalty award for offside against Pontypool. What a tremendous beginning to the second period. Phil Bennett, the match warming up straight away.
Brilliant play by Pontypool from deep inside the 22, a great counter-attack.
That Bud is 7 for Bridgend on the left, 8 is Gareth Williams, 6 is O'Callaghan, 4 is Roy Evans, 3 Meredith James, Howe is 5. On the right, Mark Brown is Pontypool's backman. Oh, they don't do that at all well. Bridgend steal the ball, and Apsey picks up speed. He runs into Mark Brown, 6 of Pontypool. If you look at the Bridgend pack on the left, you can see that they are quite a burly 8, and there's no reason why they should surrender anything in size and bulk to Pontypool. They made sure of that comfortably. Llewellyn with another of these tactical kicks. This time he lands it on the touchline, which is strictly speaking out of play, so the touch judge in the foreground is right, and no ground gained by Bridgend. The 10-metre line of Pontypool secured, not straight. Well, in the foreground, the touch judge has seen some foul play by, I suspect, David Bishop. There may be a penalty award against Pontypool. Bishop had the admonition from Ken Rowlands, and he's been told to keep his temper. It was a friendly warning, wasn't it? And perhaps we can have another look, see exactly why the touch judge raised his flag. And as we reach the later stages of the cup, they're allowed to help the referee. It's well within Howell Davis's range. It could give the lead back to Bridgend. He's hit it a tremendous blow. It's a goal. That's just the start to the second half that Bridgend wanted. They're in the lead for the second time, and that's a lesson for David Bishop. 7 minutes into the second half. This is when one really begins wondering if we're in for some kind of upset this afternoon. Bridgend are leading by a point. They get a penalty on Pontypool's 10-metre line. And Meredith James, the captain, brings Howell Davis up to kick a goal. Here's the distance, as seen from our camera. beside the 22 of Pontypool. And I feel that the cup holders must be beginning to feel a little anxious just now. Howell Davis, 10 meters in from touch. It's a great kick. Bridgend's Welsh international, who was shaken up by a very heavy collision early in the game, has recovered, and those two vital penalties in the space of 2 or 3 minutes have given the visitors tremendous hope. 22 line of Bridgend just on the left. Bishop into the box for Gallagher to chase. It's behind Titley, and the bounce was very kind to him. Mark Titley, the lone Bridgend defender, and the ball bounced evenly. But now time for Bridgend to worry. They're right on their goal line. Squire bobs it down to Perkins, and without allowing advantage, the referee saw an elbow in the face. Bridgend, the culprits, under their opponent's posts. Pontypool get a free ball to use. They decide to kick at goal. The crowd perhaps a little disappointed that Pontypool didn't run for a try. They only had 6 or 7 meters to cover. Pontypool could do with these 3 points. And Peter Lewis has kicked them. He's cut the Bridgend lead to a point. Pontypool are up to 9. Lewis completes his hat-trick. And the game is back in the balance. 17 minutes of the second half have gone. Just the 1 point difference. The visitors in the lead against the cup holders. Llewellyn breaks. Held up by Goldsworthy, as it turned out, on the 10-meter line of Bridgend. They use their hands at the rack to win possession. And there's the unmistakable figure of Peter Lewis. The angle minimal, and you can enjoy the spectacle on the Popular Bank as we look at the distance. 10 or 12,000 have been watching the cup tie. A kick that might put Pontypool back into the lead. It's good enough. Well, there's tremendous relief in the reaction of the crowd, because I think the home crowd has been beginning to get very apprehensive. And they'll be relieved that Peter Lewis has put Pontypool back into the lead. "18 minutes left. Pontypool seeking to tighten the screw and add to their lead, which is 12-10. They haven't contrived a try, and the great Bishop has been well policed by the Bridgend back row. But he's escaping this time and supplying Steve Jones with possession. Bridgend defending inside their 22 now. Pontypool go for the ruck. Bishop back in action. Goldsworthy. Titley behind his own line. Brave clearance. To touch. That was tremendous rugby. A great, powerful attack by Pontypool. Brave defence by Titley. Staff Jones, recently, well, this week left out of the Wales team for Dublin. Perkins, who will be there, rolling that ball back. Lee Jones, Peter Lewis, altering the angle. Over the head and over the goal line. Webb might be there first, or was Goff Davis? Webb was just there first. Phil Benedict, a good break.
Beautiful break by Peter Lewis, and a neat chip ahead. A very dodgy decision there, but fair play to Mr. Rowlands. He was on the spot.
Bishop's input on the 22 line of Bridgend. Goldsworthy poised for a drop at goal. It's charged down by Budd. He's approaching halfway. He's given it to Hugh Llewellyn. He's got support from David Thomas, but Goldsworthy's cut him off. Webb is driving into the Pontypool 22. That's how finally the match is still poised.
Goldsworthy there, trying to drop a goal. Good play by Bridgend, charged the kick down, and Llewellyn looking for support. Little slow coming up, should have been a Bridgend try there.
Steve Jones to throw to a line out within Pontypool's 22. Perkins competes, loses out. Bishop sticks the ball away to touch. The touch judge's flag is up on the far side. And perhaps we can have another look at that. Phil Bennett, did you see anything?
Well, there was a ruck there, and I saw David Bishop go in rather forcibly with his boot, and immediately the touch judge put his flag up, and therefore you see Mr. Rowlands has given Bridgend a penalty, but interestingly he hasn't gone on and had a word with Bishop, so one can not be sure.
And Howell Davis, that most trusty of kickers, kicking for goal and scoring. Howell Davis completes a hat-trick of penalties, and the visitors are back in the lead. The cup holders are trembling on the verge of an exit from the competition. A strike by Hillman. Bridgend comfortable at the set piece. David Thomas's kick. It's not in touch, it's loose for Peter Lewis to hoof a big Gary Owen. Thomas recovering from his error. Howell Davis in trouble from, was it Jeff Squire? That's Hewish, Chris Hewish driving into Richard Griffiths, one of the Bridgend centres. They're trying to suck the defence in. A penalty award by Ken Rowlands against Bridgend on their 22. This is high drama indeed. Bridgend go away looking so disappointed. They know that to concede a kick here to a man like Peter Lewis is tantamount to committing suicide. It's safe. Oh, I've never seen anything like it. The people in the grandstand are all on their feet. Tremendous roar right around the ground as Lewis keeps a cool head and puts over his 5th penalty. 1 minute left. Hillman strikes. Llewellyn delivers to Thomas. They've got to move it surely. Actually sends it to Howell Davis. He's bravely tackled by Lee Jones. Gallagher tries to make a tackle. Titley's got the ball in his hands. There's been a high tackle. Another moment of drama in the final minutes. A high tackle called by Ken Rowlands.
I felt that Howell Davis last Saturday must have been nervous when he kicked against Scotland. But what about this? Inside the final minute, and to win the match for Bridgend, he's got to keep a cool head here and hope that his experience will pull him through. What a moment for Howell Davis and Bridgend.
It's well within his range, Phil. The only thing that could happen is a slice or a pull.
He's kicked beautifully this afternoon. He's just got to keep his composure now and hope that he strikes it well.
This could win the match. There will be time after the kick, but it's whether there'll be time for Pontypool to get back in is uncertain. It's a great kick. A marvellous kick by Howell Davis. That's his 4th penalty goal of the afternoon, and it may be enough to knock the cup holders out of the Schweppes Cup. Half a minute of injury time has gone by. Steve Jones on the left. It's important who he picks. It's at the end for Squire. Bishop is having a go. A high tackle on Bishop. And look at this for a situation. Ken Rowlands awards a tackle. We'll have another look at it, Phil Bennett.
Very important there that Mark Brown won a beautiful ball at the end of the line out. Pricey fed on to Bishop, who went heading for the line, and a little bit perhaps harsh. He seems to be okay in the heat of the moment, but it's a penalty, and a bit of ill-discipline by Bridgend could cost him the match.
Peter Lewis trying to pretend that this is just a training kick in practice, whereas it's terribly vital. Pontypool Park holds its breath. That's the end of an epic conflict. Congratulations to Pontypool, but in many ways my sympathies lie with Bridgend. They came here as the underdogs. They fought so gallantly, but Pontypool power under Eddie Butler has knocked a brave attempt on the head. Pontypool are through to the last 8.